from Happy Body Pilates. Welcome to day 4 of your strength and mobility reset. Today we're taking care of your spine and your rib cage, and we're going to move in a way that is intelligent and safe. It's only going to take about 20 minutes, so I hope you enjoy this. You're going to need some kind of Pilates ball. It's a little bit squishy. Blow it up as much as you can. It's fine if it's a little bit bigger. Maybe it's a bit smaller than this. And if you don't have something like this, a cushion or just something to hold will do. You're going to need a yoga block, something like that, and one weight. Not too heavy, like 2, 3, 4, something like that will be fine. You just need one. Okay, so we're going to start with a standing cat stretch. So you're going to rest your hands on your thighs and you're going to soften your knees. And we're going to start by rounding your spine, really curling your tailbone down to the back of your knees. Your head needs to drop and you need to be looking at your pubic bone, and your pubic bone is tilting up towards your nose. And when we go the other way, you just keep your hands resting on your hands. The chest lifts and the tailbone comes up. Exhale to curl. Your rib cage scoops up into your spine. Your back feels nice and open. Your lower back should feel lengthened. Inhale, tailbone stretches away, and you're looking for an equal feeling of extension through the spine. So doing as much as you are through the mid upper back as you are through the lower back. Keep going. Exhale, those soft knees, curl under. If it helps, it might be helpful to hold the back of the knees and almost pull your hands forwards just to encourage that real round shape, opening the lower back a bit more. And then it's helpful to move your hands to the front of your legs, almost pushing into your legs to help you to lengthen your tailbone back and slightly up. Exhale, move your hands behind your knees to encourage you to pull down and under. Inhale, pressing into your legs to lengthen out and up. Exhale, down and under. Inhale, out and up. One more time. Exhale, one more of each. Curl and inhale, lengthen away. Lovely. And then just stand up. Okay, so you're going to grab your ball, maybe it's your cushion, and you're going to come into this half kneeling position. So I'm going to do my right leg forwards first, left leg back, and then you're going to hold onto that ball or cushion, and you're going to keep it on you, near you, and keep your arms wrapped up nice and tight. So you kind of want to feel like you're separating your shoulder blades a little bit. So hug yourself, hug that ball quite tightly. Okay, so as long as you're going the same way as me, then it'll make sense. Right leg forwards. So we're going to start moving that rib cage and spine in a side bend. You're going to start rotating to the right, rolling your torso forwards. We try and keep the legs and the rib cage quiet, and you end up in a side, rotating to the left, and then a side bend to the left. And then as we start coming up, there's a little bit of a lift in your chest and some extension, and then come back upright. We're going the same way. Inhale in the side bend, exhale to rotate. Round forwards, keep pressing that ball into you so that you end up rotating to the left, the other side. Start opening out your right shoulder so you come into a side bend. Start rolling slightly behind you so you've got that lifted chest before you come up. And again, nice and slow. So you just want to feel like you're making a circle, a circular shape. We're slowly doing this, and then we can pick up the pace for 2 more. Lengthening back and up into the extension part. And we're going to go a little quicker. Side bend, rotate, roll through the mid upper back, ending up in the rotation, back into the side bend, a little bit of extension, upright. One more, same side. You might feel a nice big stretch here on that side as you're doing this, rotating all the way around, opening out into the side bend, then into extension, and come up. We're going to switch the legs, noticing any sticky bits as we go, but we're moving with intention and we're not forcing anything. So don't go too far. Okay, so we're going to go again nice and slow, And this time we side bend to the left. And you're going to slowly rotate. And just the mid upper back rotates forward so that you complete your rotation, you end up on your right. We're going to open out that left shoulder, so we're ending up back in a side bend. Start almost circling behind you a little bit so that you're in a bit of extension and come up. Great if you feel a hip stretch at the same time. Side bend, a rotation, a rolling through, keeping that ball pressing into your chest, ending up in the rotation, and side bend on your right side, rolling back into extension a little bit, and you are upright. Lovely. And again, inhale, side bend. Exhale, rotate, roll all the way through to the other side. Inhale, open out into the side bend. A little bit of extension and come up. You've got 2 more, but we go a little quicker. Roll through all the way over. It's just a circular motion. And last one, delicious movement for your rib cage and spine. All the way around and up and then upright. And then just put your ball down and sit back on your heels. Take a second here in a rest position, or maybe you think of this as a child's pose, which is fine. And just take a deep breath in. Use your breath and fill the back of your t-shirt with air. Big puffed up t-shirt on your breath in, and feel that melting feeling as you exhale. Inhale, big balloon in the back of your t-shirt, blow it up. Exhale, let it deflate, and then you're going to come up. Okay, so you're going to need to be near a wall, and you're going to grab your yoga block, wall or a door or a cupboard or anything that is just obviously not going to move. And you're going to take your block lengthways, just so you feel more of it, and you're going to secure it between your mid, upper back and the wall. Okay, so hopefully you can see it twice because I'm against a mirror. Okay, so you're then going to sit with your legs about as wide as your mat, and feel free to soften those knees if your hamstrings are feeling a little bit too tight. Arms in front of you. Okay, so we're going to go back to extension and flexion. As you breathe in, you're going to start almost growing taller up the block. Your head, the back of your head might end up touching the mirror, and your chest lifts. So you probably only feel the top edge of the block. But now as you exhale and flex your spine, you're going to try and push the block into your wall. As you stretch forwards, but really push that block into the wall, especially the bottom edge of the block, less the top edge of the block, because that bit is probably easy. And we go again. Inhale, slowly get long up that block. Eventually your chest will lift up so that you're only really pressing into the top edge of the block, and the back of your head is going to go against the wall. Just gently exhale. Now you're going to go the other way. Push into the block, really pull backwards. You should feel your rib cage and your belly drawing back into that block. Stretch your arms as far forwards. So it's a forwards and a backwards movement. Inhale, we start gently and slowly lengthening back up the block until you feel you're just on that top edge and you've got that little feeling of arcing back, but we're mostly going up. Exhale, start peeling forwards, but remember you also need to go backwards, really trying to open out all those sticky spots in your spine. So for me, it's more where that bottom edge of the block is, and I'm really going to focus on pressing there. What about you? Inhale, lengthen up, 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 and exhale. If you're gripping a lot here and your hips, do soften your knees. Push back and reach forwards. This is your exhale. Let's stay here for a sec. Breath in. Exhale, press back a little deeper, especially that bottom edge of the block, like I said. Inhale, you'll feel like you rise a bit. Exhale, can you go deeper into the stretch? One more time. Inhale, feel like you rise a bit, not all the way. Exhale, go deeper. Inhale, we go all the way up. And relax here. Okay, so move that block out of the way. So now I want you to go right up against that wall. Get your sit bones, your tailbone even, right up against your wall, skirting board, whatever it is. And you're going to take those arms out nice and wide so that they're parallel to the floor. Aim to sit in your hips as you reach horizontally to the right. How far to the right can you go? Can you keep your shoulders and the back of your head on the wall? Come back to center. The wall is very unforgiving, but it's also your friend. It teaches you how to move well. And then lengthen to the other side. Just make sure that your hip doesn't come off the floor. So again, slide along the wall, go to the right, and you're just leaning horizontally. And slide along the wall as you go to the left. So we're going to add in a side bend. So we reach along, we go as horizontal as possible first. Then you're going to let your right hand come down to the floor as your left arm goes overhead. Now, ideally, you have not let your shoulder come off that wall. Your head is on the wall and you're looking at whatever is straight ahead of you. Exhale, your left side needs to lift you. So you find that strength. Stretch along the wall to the left. You lower your left hand down and your right arm reaches overhead. Have you come away from the wall? Have you cheated? The wall will tell you if you have. Exhale, pull yourself back up the wall. Very good. And again, inhale, reach, stretch. Side bend over. Your right hand on the floor. Make it really light. Anchor down into your left hip. Exhale. Left side has to lift you. And last one. Go left. Reach along as far as you can. Hand comes down. Arm goes over. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale. Up. Once again. And lower your arms down. Okay, now you're going to face the wall, grab your ball. It could be something else, as long as it's something that helps you move a little bit. Okay, so you're going to lie on your back now with your feet up the wall. Aim to get roughly like a 90-degree angle at the back of the knees and pop the ball between your knees. So we're just going to now work on a little bit of mobility for the lower half of your spine. Okay, so you're going to keep both feet on the wall as you roll the ball with your left knee. So that left knee is going to go higher. Your left hip comes off the wall a little bit. Come back to the level knees. Push the ball up with your right knee. That right hip just gently comes off the floor. And we're just going to alternate. So your feet are glued to the wall. And you might find, to help you do this, that one foot presses heavier into the wall than the other. So it's just a little lower back pelvic rotation, because we can get really stuck there. And this might not feel like very much, or maybe it does, but it is subtle and simple, and sometimes those are the ones that I think work the best. So we're just going to keep breathing and do this gentle little pelvic rotation as we roll the ball up and down, alternating your legs. So if you're not sure of the movement yet, it's almost like a seesaw. So if you put your hands on your hip bones for feedback, because feedback always helps tell the brain and the body what to do, one hip goes higher than the other. And now the other hip goes higher than the other, just like a seesaw in a playground, or maybe a scales, one of those old-fashioned scales, one higher than the other. That's all that's happening here, and we're going to do 4. Maybe it's getting easier. Maybe the movement's a little bigger. Maybe your hip comes off the floor a little bit more. Beautiful. One more each side. And then we're going to use the wall to take this further. Okay, so we'll keep the ball here. We're going to go into your bridge. So when you're ready, push your feet into the wall. Now roll your lower back into the floor. You've got so much room to get your bridge lovely and high. Now, if your feet feel too low, by all means, just walk them up the wall a little bit more. Move your pelvis to the wall behind you. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, massage your spine down. Take this as much time as you can to lengthen towards the wall, deliciously rolling through each vertebra. Each vertebra needs to have its moment on the ground. And again, push your feet into the wall. Gently squeeze that ball and roll up into your bridge. So those inner thighs are definitely on. Take a breath in, exhale, and peel down. And try and get closer to the wall on your way down. Good. Now let's just move that ball more towards your inner thigh. So you might feel a difference here. So don't squeeze your knees together. Press that ball with your inner thighs only. And maybe you feel like you get a bit more inner thigh engagement. Oh yes, it's there. What about you? Take a breath in, chin off your chest, exhale, reach your arms forwards, push your head away and elongate through your spine. We're going to do that one more time. Your feet don't move, but feel like they're pulling down. Pull your feet down to pull your hips up. Breathe in here. Exhale and lengthen down. Lengthen down. Massage your spine down. Feel like you get your lower back before your tailbone lengthens to the wall. And then move that ball and hug your knees into your chest. And then just carefully roll up so you don't bash into the wall. Okay, so you're going to need your weight, your one weight. And we're going to go into sort of like an open book exercise. The block is going to go between your knees. It could, in all fairness, be the ball. And you're going to lie on one side. You're going to rest your head down. If it's uncomfortable, rest your head down on a cushion. That weight is going to go to the ceiling, and you're going to make sure that your knees are on top of each other and in line with your hip. So go for a nice elongated side body. Okay, so you're going to keep that weight still and only move your rib cage behind you. You'll get stuck. You'll only be able to go so far. Keep squeezing that block. And then you're going to bend your elbow to help you take, with that weight, to help you take your rib cage further. Now I can feel my knees want to lift, so I'm going to hold them down. And then when you're ready to come up, just push that weight back up to the ceiling, bringing your rib cage back. So we first inhale and only move your rib cage back. Then bend your elbow, trying to get your elbow down to the floor without your knees coming with you. So push your knees forward, squeeze that block, and feel like you're getting a lovely spine twisty thing here. Push that weight up to the ceiling, move your rib cage back. If that weight is too heavy, please switch to something lighter. It does not need to be heavy. Rib cage first. Bend your elbow, and as your elbow moves out to the side, your rib cage needs to go further. Keep your knees reaching in the opposite direction. And then when you're ready, push that weight and bring your rib cage back. One more time when you're ready, move your rib cage first, and then keep your knees down, keep the weight and squeeze that block. Elbow comes down to the floor, and that weight makes it a little easier to hopefully stretch into this position. And when you're ready, push that weight up and bring your rib cage back. Amazing. Carefully bring that weight down and switch sides. Okay. So set up the same way. Block between your legs, your inner thighs. You can play around with how you position it. Head is comfortable on the floor, and then make sure your knees are high enough in case you want to hold them. Top arm to the ceiling. Now we only move the rib cage. And then we go arm and rib cage, and I want you to bend your elbow. So see if your elbow can get down to the floor without lifting your knees. So your knees are down. Hold them down. Oh, that feels so good. Take a breath in. Exhale, push that weight. Bring your rib cage back to the ceiling. Arms stay still for the first bit. Move your rib cage only. Inhale, arm and rib cage. And your counter is keeping those knees forwards and down, especially that top knee. Don't let your pelvis come with you. Push your top arm up, bring your rib cage back. 2 more. Inhale, ribs only. Exhale, carry that elbow down, using your rib cage, moving in the same direction as the elbow. Push your arm up, bring your rib cage back. And last one, keep the arm quiet initially. Then it's going to move more, hopefully, as the elbow reaches out and down to the floor. Take a breath in and exhale, arm up, rib cage back. Slowly bring that arm down. Amazing. And come up. Okay, and we're going to use the wall one last time to give ourselves feedback for rolling down, peeling off the floor. Similar idea to what you did with that bridge. So you're not going to want your feet too close to the wall. Give yourself a bit of space, a bit of breathing room. But if you can, everything else is on the wall other than a little room under your lower back, most likely. We're going to do this sequentially. Take a breath in. Exhale, head and shoulders come off the wall. Shoulders drape forwards. At this point, your arms are hanging and everything should be on the wall, including your lower back. Soften your knees. Now give every vertebra its own chance to peel off the wall. Go really slowly in case one whole chunk comes off the wall. And if you feel like you've got that spot, that's really sticky spot, stay here. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, just droop down a bit more. Breathe in. Soft knees, don't let them lock. Exhale, a little bit more, keeping your tailbone underneath you. It shouldn't have slid up the wall. Breath in. Tailbone is down. It's pointing to the back of your heels. Breath in. Each time you exhale, maybe there's a bit more scope to move. And if you're stuck here and this is it, then that's enough and roll back up. Breath in. Exhale. And on your next inhale, start peeling back up the wall. Knees are soft. You want to maneuver your pelvis so that your lower back is on the wall first. And then every bit of your spine gets its chance to lengthen up the wall. And eventually when you're up, you've got to let go of that lower back for your space again. We're going to do that again. When you're ready, breath in. Exhale, peel your head and shoulders off the wall. If you do this very quickly, you don't really get the benefit. So I recommend taking your time. And let your shoulders drape forwards so that your scapula separate away from your spine. And you're peeling down bit by bit. And if you've hit that sticky spot, stay there and breathe. Deep breath in. Exhale, belly pulls in and up so you've got a bit more room to stretch your ribcage into your spine and get that length. Tailbone is down the wall, remember? If you feel like it's sliding up, then you've got to try and find more of a curve in your back or just stop for now. Deep breath in and out. And if you've gone far enough, it's time to breathe in all the way up. Move your pelvis forward so that you get your lower back. And then little bit by little bit, lengthen back up the wall until you release your lower back and you stand up tall. Come away from the wall. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach your arms around. One more time. Deep breath in and out. Well done for showing your spine and your ribcage a little bit of love today. I hope you enjoyed that. Please share with a friend who might benefit from this as well. Leave a comment if you wish. And I'm hoping to see you tomorrow, day 5. And we're going to be looking after feet and ankles. See you then.